Hello, everyone. Dr. Allen here. Hope you're having a good week. Um, Before I dive right into what we're going to do today, I think it's actually kind of a fun week. Um, I should hopefully by the time you listen to this video, watch this video, I should be up through the Wakelets graded. I made a little bit of headway early in the week and got caught up with the Kahoots and the discussions. And let me just say, I think I say this a lot, but I really like reading the discussions. They really were on point. I know sometimes the comments, I try to read them. The blogs, I really try not to comment because I don't want to seem like I'm trying to sway anyone's opinion on anything. The discussions, though, were always on point. A lot of them, of course, I was looking at this week were Canvas, and they were very, very creative. So just wanted to throw that out there. But this week, we're going to talk about AI. And I know we did a little bit of AI stuff this related to the Google Notebook, Google LM. Um, Really cool. It seemed like it was well received. We're going to talk a little bit about AI trends and tech for the classroom, and you're going to get a choice this week of two different ones that if you want to try, give them a go. And then also there's a certificate that you're going to do a little program, and I'll tell you what to do there. There's no discussion, there's no blog this week. So basically, you're going to do a AI tech, and then you're going to do the Grow Google for Educator certificate. Um, so before we do anything, I want to show you, well, let me rephrase that. Before we actually jump in and look at like some of the things related to the AI tech, I want to show you what the Google is. The link will be posted up on our Brightspace spot, but it's also in the syllabus, and all you have to do is click it and you'll see it'll get you to work a little bit here with AI and the Google one called Gemini. It is not Chat GPT. It's a pretty cool little program. If you hit here and you'll see there, generative AI for educators with Gemini. You're going to do, it's basically a Google type training. It doesn't take overly long. All I need you to do is go through all the steps here. Boom, 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 boom. And when you get to the end of the course, the assessment, that's up to you. If it's optional, you're not required to do it. But at the end, when you get to the end of the course, can you at least somehow either send me a screenshot or a picture that you have gotten to the end of the course survey, the little certificate that says complete, just something that tells me that you got to the very end, even if it's like this screen and it has every little dot filled in that you completed it. I just need something to show me that you went through the uh, Google AI, Gemini type thing. I use Gemini a good bit. It's actually a pretty usable AI. I will tell you, I don't think it's quite to the level of ChatGPT in terms of some of the cool stuff that it does. Uh, but and I'm sure some of you probably know AI at this point better than I do. But I do need you to do this. And as you see there, just hit get started and you can do that. That's basically in lieu of the blog and the um, discussions this week. So you're going to do the Gemini, the training. And when you get your little in thing, you can obviously put this on here that you've done a AI training. The next thing after you hit that, and again, that link will be up. We're going to talk about, let me see if I got that on there. We're going to do some AI tech. I'm just going to focus on two today. There's so much, I'm sure you've already noticed, like with Kahoot, the Padlets, even the Wakelets, they have AI features. I'm going to focus on two AI techs. One I'm going to show you because I think a lot of teachers are starting to use it in the schools. I've had some student teachers come back and tell me this has been something I'm seeing my cooperating teacher use, which I'm not poo-pooing it, by the way. The other one is more of a PowerPoint maker, and I just want to show you kind of some of the stuff that it does. And you're going to kind of have an option as to what you want to submit again for this. So with that being said, let me go ahead and jump in. I do want to just talk about a few points. Actually, I'm going to go back because I'm just going to go ahead and start this. This was the one I actually did something a little cooperating teacher type thing. I say cooperating teacher, student teacher thing when AI was getting really in the bloodstream, so to speak. So I'm going to use this presentation as kind of my basis, but if you see me jump around, I'm not asking you to sign into the Nearpod because we're an OLA course. But I think what I want to talk about is on here. So um, this is really, the whole thing about AI. And as I'm kind of jumping through the first screen that I want to get to, I don't think it's a secret. AI is here. And it's going to be definitely a battle in terms of, how much do I use it? Do I use it? Should I use it? I know teachers who it is like, no, no, no. Then I know some teachers are like, it is here, got to use it, got to figure it out because my students are using it and I need to be able to identify what's AI and what's not. There's a lot of opinions. Being an ed tech class, this is basically my opinion. We need to at least address it and look at it. You may formulate different opinions when you get out in the field. You may have some different opinions once you start teaching students full time. You may not feel like you're getting what you need to do or in terms of knowledge with planning with AI. You may think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's all good. But being in 380 or 500, I do think I would be doing you a disservice if we just didn't at least look at some of the stuff with AI. And of course, we did a little bit with the Google LM, and of course, you'll be doing it with the Google Training. But this is kind of the whole heart of it. You know, AI can assist with a lot of stuff. It can help with personal learning, automated technology to streamline. It can help free up time. I taught a class. I think there's a couple people in here. I got it at the very last minute and I had content, but I needed to make resources, and AI did help me do some of that. It was my stuff, but it was like Google LM. I think I may have even mentioned it, and it really helped me get organized quicker. It did save me time. But I think the most important thing is AI is not a tool to replace expertise or critical thinking. I do catch mistakes in AI sometimes, especially depending on the one that I'm using. Gemini is one that I've caught a few things where it's not quite as it's not wrong per se, but it's not right. I don't know if that makes sense. You still need to know your stuff. It's a tool, and I guess that's what it all comes down to. You know, you have to watch accuracy. There can be bias in AI. You don't want to get overly reliant. That's the one thing I'm starting to see in the field. Not so much with student teachers and all, but just, I mean, regular teachers, they're using AI for all their planning. It kind of almost goes back to that same argument with teachers pay teachers, where if you don't make it, you don't know it as well. You don't want you don't want your resources that you're paying for, or you had someone else make direct your teaching, because when you talk about it, you just don't know it as well. And sometimes it catches people off guard if there's something on there they're not as knowledgeable about. So to me, it's almost like I use AI to strengthen what I have and things that I make. I don't use it to make my stuff. I hope that makes sense. And you know, there's also still a very much an ethical debate about what, you know, if you should use AI or not. Um, it's a look. I have teachers pay teachers. You know, when I was starting to teach, the big thing was Wikipedia was coming out, and teachers were like, no, no, no. And I really had a hypothesis. It was probably around like 2003, 2004, where I was like, man, I'm kind of being a hypocrite because when I'm watching TV, what is the first thing I go to if I see someone that I recognize and I can't quite put their face on there? I go to the show, then I start reading about the person on Wikipedia. Now there's other sources there. So I started to allow my students to use it after that. I was like, you know what? It's here. But of course, there are other resources associated with Wikipedia that you could go and use. AI does have some sourcing and things like that. I've seen some people starting to use it a little bit for citing things. Again, I would watch it though, because I have seen it cite improperly. So again, these are the debates with it. We're going to look at two AI techs. We're going to look at Gamma, which is like I call it, it's basically a PowerPoint maker. It does make websites and all, but I'm going to show you the PowerPoint aspect. Um, it can generate PowerPoints quickly. It can do them very, very easily. You can do it via documents. You can put a link in. You can put a PDF in, and it'll make a PowerPoint based on that, sort of like the Google LM. Or you can just type in a word and it'll make it. And I'll show you this. It does do some Google or AI powered enhancements. I'm going to give my son a shout out. I know I do that sometimes on here. But one thing he told me, you know, he laughs at the AI images. You can take these AI images that it generates off and put your own on. I would probably recommend that because I don't know if having the AI images sometimes makes people think, oh, this is AI. Even and some of the AI things look, it still looks fake. But then again, I think people are getting more used to seeing them. So I don't know. That's kind of a personal preference, but I do usually take my images off unless it's something very, very basic. But Gamma is one I'm going to show you here in a few minutes. And we'll go to the site. Just to let you know, you just go to Google login, find. This is one that I made with, I mean, it literally took seconds to make. It was controversial topics in curriculum. Um, I've done one that was on a website that was on 1968. Very, again, I just typed in the word 1968. We talked about Notebook LM, so I'm not going to get into that. You all made some awesome stuff with that, but again, you can do the personalized learning and things like that. I really like that one. That's still probably my favorite tool. That was one that we did the parking, the Shepherd parking policy. If you want to see that, that's fine. And there's the videos that it did. A lot of you did these videos. It was really, really cool. The other tech that I want to show you is Diffit. This is the one I've probably seen the most in schools. Maybe some of the others are starting to supersede it. This was the first big one. And it does a lot with differentiated learning. Basically, you can add a website link and summarize text. You can make a grade level base. So if you had an article on like the causes of World War I, and it's probably written for an adult, you can actually have Diffit reworded for like a fourth grader or something like that. It's definitely a K through 12 resource. It's not like as broad as some of them, but it can help with some complicated readings. It can generate quizzes, vocabulary lists, things like that. I'll show that to you here in a minute. And you can edit. So there's other things on here. I'll post this Nearpod up if you want to check it out. It has some video links, and there's a lot of different ones that are coming. There are things coming out so fast that I can't, you can't keep up with it. We have Copilot. You have access to that through Google OneDrive, which we talked about. I still think ChatGPT is probably the most, I'm not even going to say best. I just think it's the strongest, so to speak. But these others are not, you have more opportunity to use them, because I know with chat, you have to pay after you use it so much within a given period of time. Gemini's one. I use it for research sometimes. Sometimes, I'll be the first to admit, of all the word things, I think I'm the weakest at Excel. And I know how to use Excel, but it's not something I'm in every day when I create documents. I actually use chat to help me make an Excel spreadsheet. I made the basis of it, and it kind of helps strengthen it a lot. It really saved me time. So like I say, I don't want to say I'm going to poo-poo it, so to speak. I do think there's a lot of things with AI. I know specific contents worry about like writing of papers and things like that. And that is something that you got to be aware of. There are AI checkers. We're not going to get into that too much today. I can definitely find some and share though. So just kind of keep in mind, AI is here. Pop AI is another one. I have not used this too much, but it is one where you can make more PowerPoints and all. I just feel like Diffit and Gamma seem to be the ones that I gravitate to. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this Nearpod. I'm going to go ahead and go into my Gamma account. I think I showed you all, you just log in, it's gamma.com, you log in. You're going to come to, when you log in, you'll see I've been using it. Some of them are old PowerPoints I had and it's jammed up. Some of them are just me experimenting with things. But if you want, here's what you do. You can create a new Gamma. Once you log in, again, I'm just in with my Google account. You hit create new, and it's going to give you a choice. You can either do create from notes, outlines, or existing content. So you can load a PowerPoint up. You can load your notes up, which is something I do a lot. That was for the class I taught this first half of this semester. I actually had notes, and I would put them in there, and it would help me generate PowerPoints from those notes. It was really, really cool. You can generate things from one line, or you can import a website, and it'll make a PowerPoint from the website. A lot of really cool things that you can do. As you can see, there's different prompts that I've used to try to do things. With all that being said, here's what I would like you to do. If you want to use, you're going to be able to use either a Gamma or Diffit for this assignment. Excuse me. I'm fine if you want to try this one or this one. It's very simple. If you hit this, you just paste in a text from your notes. This one, as you can see, you're just going to hit point from a drive or a website or something like that. You click it and you put the website in, and it'll generate the PowerPoint. I'm going to do it from one word or from a few words. All right, you can do one word. But for example, you know what? I think I've referenced this. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and some of it I find interesting. Right now, I'm reading a book actually on Teddy Roosevelt and William Howard Taft. How about, I'm just going to do one. William Taft. That's it. I'm just going to put the president in. Now it's going to generate an outline on Taft. And you can limit the cards. 10 cards is fine. There's the thing. You can just point how many of these. Basically, that's going to translate the slides. And you'll see here in a minute. So you can see it's already putting all this up. And you can alter these. You can type over. And that's what I was saying. Like if you use your own notes and things like that, it's good. Or if you do need something to get like a basis, maybe I don't know a lot about Taft and I put this on here, but I know there's specific things that I want to do. You can add it. So as you can see, there's that the only man to lead both the White House and the Supreme Court, which is true. All right, so it's got this. I kind of like this. I think it looks good. I can add a card. I can minimize it. I can do all this, but I'm just going with what's there. Now I'm going to generate. Hit generate. Sorry, needed a drink of water. And as you can see, it is doing its thing. And it's going to be fast. And it's going at it. There's Taft. I don't think that's the best picture of Taft. I would change that one. If you want to change them, you can just hit up here and it'll do it. I'm going to leave it for right now. And as you can see, it's doing his background. And there'll be 10 of these. And you can lessen, again, the information that's on these PowerPoints if you want more bullet. And as you can see, it's going like basically a timeline now. It's pretty wild. And you can do it for this. If you want to use Gamma for the assignment for your tech, you can do the Word one. If you have notes that you want to do though and try that, that's also fine. I'm fine with that. I'm finding I'm using this one more than Diffit. I think a lot of that's because I'm not in K to 12. I do think Diffit's a pretty effective. It's an AI tool that's very bare bones, but it's still AI and it seems to be really effective. Sometimes I think less is more. This one I just like because honestly, creating classroom materials. You can also do websites and things like that. There's so much you can do with these things. For our assignment though, the PowerPoint is strictly what I'm going to go with, just to kind of give you we'll dip our toes in it. And you can see it's getting, and actually this is what the book I'm reading about right now. This is about the 1912 election. But you see it's already on number 7, talking about life after presidency. I've even seen, I think this is even a little slower. I've actually seen it generate ones faster than this, but as you can see, it's almost done. I think it's on slide 8. Here's 9. I'm going to recite the numbers. And now it's like, it's just about done. It's got a little bit of a creepy image of Taft back there. Sweet. And there you go. Oh, The Bully Pulpit. That's the book I'm reading. There you go. That's an essential reading for this if you're interested. I'm going to let it finish up before I kind of go show you what you have to do. Again, though, you can do one word is fine if there's something in your content area. And I would suggest checking it out. I mean, obviously, but just to see the accuracy, because again, you can do this, but you can add more. You can hide. I'm going to hide that. But there's my PowerPoint. And again, I would have probably used my notes truthfully if I went through and did this for a class. But this, if I didn't know a lot about Taft, this would be great. And again, I can go in here and edit. You see where it's already got, I got my cursor. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not asking you to change the images. I just want you to make something in it just to kind of get a feel for it. After you do that, if you use this as your assignment for your AI tech, you just hit share and hit export and just export it as a PDF and just or a PowerPoint and submit it. I think that would be your easiest route. You can actually do the website link if you really want to, but I think this is the easiest way to go. So just go to export PowerPoint. I'll know, or export PDF or PowerPoint, excuse me, hiccup. And you'll be good to go. But that is Gamma. It's pretty wild. Like I say, let me go back real quick. Oh, by the way, you can publish too. And it's always make sure you hit publish just to make sure everything's like ready. There you go. And I wanted to show you all something else here. So let's go back. You can change the theming and stuff, but we'll go back to Gamma right there. And you can see he's right there on my board. I was trying to think of anything else. If you hit here, we had that. There was something I was trying to remember. You can import. Oh, import this stuff. But you can also do. Oh, there it is. You can hit different types of things. You can make websites. You can make social page. You can make documents. So there's other stuff. I'm just finding most people do websites. I'm sorry, PowerPoint. Ugh. So anyway, you can make that. Create. Put the word in. You'll be good to go. The second thing that I'm trying to show you, I'm sorry, there's someone talking at my door and it threw me off there for a minute, is Diffit. If you go to diffit.com, again, Diffit is more about differentiated instruction. I'm sorry, I couldn't spit that out. Let's go ahead and hit try Diffit. And hopefully I'm smart enough to sign in. I'm going to sign in with Google and sorry, I got a watch alert. If you saw me look down there, we'll just hit classroom teacher. There's a sale going on at 2nd and Charles. We'll say I'm doing 12. There you go. And we'll do social studies. And okay, get started. So you can see it's very basic looking, but there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. Again, similar to Diffit, you can load up you can find books that make materials. So if you're teaching 1984, you can actually get materials from like chapters. So we'll just generate resources real quick and I'll just show you because you'll get a feel for the look. It also does the word thing like Gamma does. As you can see, it's got the summary. It's already created a vocab list. It'll do that for pretty much anything. There's tons of books on there. It's cool. It's scary at the same time. You can also do, let me get back to Diffit. There we go. You can do other things where, what are you teaching? I'm going to do, let's just do William Taft. I guess he's the theme of the day. And as you can see, I can pick different things. You can pick these resources in different languages. So I'm going to pick English first, but then I'll show you. And what grade level you're going for. We'll go to 12 since I picked 12. And you can align to different standards. Oh, I don't want to do that because that's the King version. We'll leave the standards alone for right now. Again, when you do these, I just want you to practice it and take a screenshot or download a document or post it. It's just as long as I can see that you were messing around with it, I'm fine with this. I do think these are kind of cool things that'll help you out a little bit. Could potentially help you out. As you can see, it made a little summary on Taft. It made vocab for me. It's got a multiple choice quiz. Think, pair, share. You can get premium access. Please don't do that unless you really want it. You can connect to all your Google Classrooms. Again, you don't have to do that for this, but as you can see, it's all there. And that's kind of it. Now, say I want to change the language. Let's just likely would have to do Spanish. You can change it. So maybe you have a reading that you have on a website. You can actually just have it translate it for a student. And there it is. So if you have if you have a student who is an English language learner and you need to help them a little bit with like understanding some content, maybe you have a website that you're showing the class or PowerPoints, you can load them up on here and it can get translated. So let me go back just to show you a little more. Actually, why don't I do this and just go back with my face. And click that out. Whoops. Got a little greedy there, but I'll jump back in. Okay. So you can see you can also do you can do YouTube videos. So if you want to do one of my videos and put it on here and do a breakdown, that is fine. I don't, well, let me rephrase that. Do something in your content area. I don't know. I don't know if I need to see the vocabulary for Dr. Allen. Oh, that could be a little rough. But let's do this. Um, National Archives. And you can do something similar with Gamma where it was shown the websites, but let's just go here. And I want to make this for sixth graders in English, and let's generate some resources. Started moving something there while I was loading. And as you can see, it took the website and it made some pretty cool stuff. Again, made vocab, made multiple choice questions, think, pair, share. And you can see there's other tips and all. There's a lot you can do with this site also. I'm going to kind of keep it at that though. So at the end of the day, here's what you got to do. Because I know I'm getting a little long on my video. Let's get tapped out of there. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. This week, you have basically two things to do. I know this was a longer video than normal. You need to do the Google certificate. Again, it should give you something at the end. I've done it, and it just shows that you completed, like congrats or something like that. But I just need to see something that you went through. If it's like all the dots blanked in, if it's the thing, let's just click it again so I can show you. If it's the thing at the very end, let's go through the thing one more time. Get started, and you get down here, and you get down, and you can show, if you can show the in the course survey or something like that, that's fine. And you see, you just hit that, log into launch, you need your Google, and then it'll just make you do the activities. It shouldn't take you, I think it took me about an hour, hour and a half, and you can come back and continue it. So you don't have to do it all in one setting. As you can see, you can go right in there, and then it'll just ask you to click these little things. And as you go, it'll give you checks as you read, and then you just keep reading. If you have any problems, though, swing by my office or just email me. And the other thing that you have to do, you have to pick, I have IE Diffit, but it's Diffit or Gamma. I'll have both links up. You just need to do something in Gamma or Diffit. It can be type the word in and have a PowerPoint made. If you do that, just submit the PowerPoint, download it, or take a screenshot that you made it. Or do the same thing in Diffit. You can take a screenshot, and or if you want to download a document and just show that you did it, that's fine. I just need verifications that you did something in one of the two AI tools, and some verification that you did the Google AI training in Gemini, just to kind of get you used to asking how to answer questions and how AI works. That's it. No discussion, no blog. I'll have the two submission blocks up. That's it, AI. Again, that's probably a rushed version of our AI lesson, but I'm trying to keep the video. It's gotten a little longer than I have been. So with that being said, hope everyone's having a great week. If you're still hanging in there, I know I mentioned it last week and I believe the week before, but don't forget, if you are a graduate student, there is the paper requirement for this class. That being said, it is up under assignments if you need it. And with that being said, that should be down here if you need it. Up there it is. If you need it, just click on it. So, and with that being said, I hope everyone has a great week. Let's get out of that. I'm going to stop my share. Have a good week, everyone. Hope everyone made it through midterms pretty well, by the way. So, bye.